After Spider-Man is stabbed by a blade that severs his connection to the Spider-Verse, Peter's origin is completely rewritten. He ends up raising his hand at the wrong moment and never gets bitten by the radioactive spider. Meanwhile, as the spider goes on to bite his classmate Cindy Moon, Peter continues to suffer bullying from Flash Thompson, but still lives a relatively happy life, since he still has Aunt May and Uncle Ben by his side. However, after a burglar breaks into Peter's house during a robbery, Peter throws himself in front of a bullet to protect May, and Ben takes the opportunity to knock the criminal out. Peter is then rushed to the emergency room, and although the doctors warn them that the shot to his knee might leave Peter unable to walk again, he eventually manages to return to walking with the help of a crutch. The moment he goes back to school and someone tries to bully him because of it, the bully is suddenly shoved away by none other than Flash Thompson himself, who tells Peter that he heard about how he was a hero to his family, making sure the entire school starts to respect him. This completely changes Peter's life. He begins sitting at the popular table and even starts receiving invitations to dates and parties. However, one day, Sandman suddenly attacks the school and is quickly stopped by the city's new heroine, Silk, even as J. Jonah Jameson predictably calls her a menace in the newspapers. Peter becomes a huge fan of Silk, and Flash even teases him, asking if Peter is going to start a fan club. But when Flash suggests that Peter use his intelligence to try working with Silk, Peter takes a strong liking to the idea and spends hours creating several crime-fighting devices, including his own Silk signal, which he uses to trigger her spider sense. The two then meet on top of a building, and after Peter shows Silk the technology he built for her, Cindy agrees to use his gadgets in her crime fighting, which helps her so much that even Jonah begins to change his opinion of her in the Daily Bugle. All the while, Peter eventually graduates from school with excellent grades and receives a scholarship from Norman Osborn, ending up in just a few years as Oscorp's top employee. Later that same day, however, as Queen Shathra begins to celebrate having severed the Spider-Verse connection of most Spider-Man variants, Peter starts receiving strange messages written by spiders, and the few remaining spiders on the Web of Life begin their final plan to fix the whole mess. And as Felicia reveals that she has obtained the blade that severed everyone's Spider-Verse connections, they use it to weaken Morlun and manage to free all the spider souls he had devoured over the years, which ultimately restores the entire Spider-Verse to normal, allowing Peter to return to his life as the Spectacular Spider-Man.